Alright guys, I'm back from family vacation, family reunion in Mendocino. By the way, I'm going to break this video up into quick segments, give you quick little dopamine rushes of cool things that are coming. First, number one, I have to share with you guys a place. If you are going to Mendocino, you've got to check out this place called Good Life. I believe it's called Bakery and Cafe. It is incredible, and you need to get the eggs Benedict, and you need to get the waffles, and you need to get what else do we have? The matcha. Get the matcha, add a little bit of vanilla in there. So anyways, as I'm back, we're about to dive into some charts here, but if you're going to Mendocino, Good Life Bakery and Cafe is the best. I literally drove an hour round trip 3 mornings in a row to get breakfast for my family. So I had to start this video today sharing that with you guys. Okay, quick TA, and then I want to go into actually what we're going to be talking about today in our inner circle. So if you guys are brand new to Trade Confident here, we're actually going live on a Zoom call with all of our members at Trade Confident. I'll be going over my portfolio. We'll do a whole Q&A session. You guys can ask me questions about XRP, where the market is at, XLM, prophetic things you're hearing in the market. We're just going to have a lot of fun. So that's going to be at 2 p.m. Pacific time today, and we're going to get into that. And then I actually want to share with you guys what I do feel like was a prophetic dream at the end of this of where I think XRP is going to go to, and kind of let me just share it at the end. I do feel like it's a prophetic insight that the Lord has given me. So real quick, guys, Bitcoin from a technical analysis perspective, it is breaking out to the upside, and I do believe we are in the last parabolic phase. So I am looking for short squeezes. I'm okay with that at this moment. So inside, when my indicators are, posting that we're pretty high in the market, I'm okay with short squeezes at this point. We're in the bullish year. We're going into Q3 and Q4. So this is where I expect some topping indicators to potentially, hover around that topping area and price to continue its discovery to the upside. With that said, we are at a 68% chance of a drop, and we've already dropped down a little bit here, and well money flow on the weekly time frame is maxed out a bit here. However, if we go to the daily time frame real quick on Bitcoin, what we're getting is a flat top. So the flat top here is not bad. However, as you can tell, altcoins have been taking a dump lately. But what I'm looking for, guys, is a very strong support around 112 and 111 $110,000 for Bitcoin. And that is obviously at what we call a break and retest pattern back down. So I would not be surprised if Bitcoin comes back down and finds support around 110, which would be a break and retest, and then we start going off to the races and we start moving back up. However, I think getting the altcoins sooner is a better idea, because what we're seeing on altcoins here, let me just show you guys a couple here. We'll look at Doge. So Doge, even on the daily time frame, we're coming back down and we're starting to find some price discovery and even some stability down at what we call a 50% retracement upon the support here. So if you come here and we look at this level here, 50% retracement is right around this area, and we're finding the support level actually on a few different altcoins. Let's look at XLM for an example. So going from the high, looking at the support here, we haven't reached that just yet, but we're finding around this 50 percentile that we're kind of seeing just a little bit of a stall. With the bullish year being this year, I do believe price discovery is going higher, and buy limits should be set up to the downside, which I will be going over today. If you guys would like, if that's a question you want to bring up, I can do that, or we'll cover it tomorrow on the future forecast. But one to share this with you guys. Overall, the market is actually looking pretty good. Others, which basically controls the whole market, still looking good for Bitcoin, or excuse me, altcoins, minus Bitcoin and Ethereum, the top 10 altcoins. So take the whole market cap, just cut out the top 10. You're just looking at altcoins right now. We're still moving in a positive upwards direction. So looking at this chart here, let me go on a logarithmic chart real quick to make this a little easier for us to see. We can see that we're just discovering price back into this area. And I do think we're going to magnetize back to this kind of market cap here of about 355 billion. And that still pushes altcoins up quite high. Now, once we get here real quick, and then I want to get into this prophetic word I feel like I need to release to you guys here, is that this is going to create a head and shoulders pattern. And my theory is that we will actually head down here a bit when we see the 366 billion others market cap get reached. But then I do think it's going to be an eventual short squeeze to push us into end of Q3 and Q4 to really give us some massive gains going into the end of the year. Okay, quick update for you guys on the portfolio, and let me get into this prophetic word, because I think this is something you guys I think something you need to hear. I don't know if I want to like deem it as a prophetic word, but I really feel like there's something on this because I got a couple points of confirmation. So right now the portfolio, we're up $750,000 on the year, which is looking great. And then as far as our tax report, we've taken out of the market $171,000 this year. And then last year we took out just over 100,000. I just want to show this to you guys to show you transparency here. 140. Okay. Real quick, I'm sorry. One last thing. The inner circle, if you guys go to the description real quick, it's the first link. You guys will be able to access, we're going to send out an email, but if you come over here to inner circle on tradeconfident.io, I'm going to be releasing the Zoom link right here. It's going to be today. So today is the 24th, going live from 2 to 3 p.m. Pacific time. I'll release this link here. Go ahead and click on that. You'll be able to join. Obviously, with getting a membership real fast, we are 303 wins now and 8 active trades. And I just called, I believe, 5 new trade setups this morning. So if you guys have been excited about that, you want to follow along on trade setups, you guys can join us there. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And then tomorrow I'm going to come out with the future forecast to teach you guys more about XRP. And I got a fun thing planned tomorrow for the future forecast. All right, you guys are like, just get to the point. Okay, so let me leave us on Bitcoin here as we watch this. So here's what happened. Okay. On Friday. Okay. So last Friday, you guys know that I have all the sell limits set up. We have a full exit strategy on all of our cryptocurrencies. There's a sell limit on XRP that I had. And I was taking communion with my wife on Friday night. It's a new thing we've been doing in the evening time. I just feel like the Lord's been calling us to that. And I really felt like the Lord said, remove that sell limit on XRP. And so I removed that sell limit. And I was just praying. We did it again. We were at the YWAM base at Mendocino, like I said, and I prayed before bed. I was like, Lord, I'm like, God, I know I pray this prayer a lot, but if you want to show me anything about cryptocurrency, could you just show this to me tonight, just to help me with my next steps forward? Because I'm obviously trying to lead a bunch of these people here. And that night, I had this dream, and I don't know what it is, guys. I know about thousands of altcoins in this market, guys. Thousands of them. I've been doing this for almost 10 years, okay? Every single dream I have ends up being about XRP, XLM, or SHIB. That's been it. So I was at this table, and it wasn't a round table, but it felt like a round table type of event. And it felt like family members. Everybody there, it was like we were trusted. And I knew that I had stepped into this dream, and everyone had been either praying or talking about just wisdom of what to do in the market. I knew there was like an atmosphere of wisdom. And I got in there and I didn't say anything. I just overheard these people talking about this. And they said, we are not going to sell our XRP until it hits $50. And then I'm like, oh, that's such a crazy dream. So I wake up and I immediately, I keep a notebook by my bed because I'm having these dreams now about this. I write it down. I said, Holy Spirit, do you want to tell me anything else? And this is literally what I heard. I wrote down $50 and I heard, Holy Spirit, do you want to add anything to this? And he said, and no sooner. That's exactly what I heard. And no sooner. So I was going to keep this to myself, but I just been feeling like I need to get it out. So I just feel like the Holy Spirit's like this, you need to release this. So I think I'm actually going to go really more deep into this today in the inner circle that I go live with you guys, because I want to kind of unpack this more. But I think there is an opportunity, guys, around XRP that is so massive, and I think it's going to happen here a lot sooner than people think. And we actually, like, I'm going to still call out sell limits for XRP, but I think there is a play here where we need to be holding XRP in some type of cold storage for a long term to just not mess up what's coming. There's a gentleman I respect, and I can talk about this a little more today in the live call, that I don't know him personally. I'd love to get on a call with him, but he has been researching XRP for so long, and he's had some interactions with 3-letter agencies, let's say that, and the Ripple team. And he was asked, how do you think XRP is going to go by the end of the year? But January 1st, 2026 specifically was his question. He mentioned that it could be at $1,500. He would not be surprised at all. And then sorry, this is a long video here. What I did after this dream is I went for the next 2 nights, and while everyone was asleep, before bed, I watched about 2 hours worth of videos about XRP, and I just learned more about it. And the more I was learning about it, I feel like the Lord was giving me wisdom of this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. But the window of getting in is shrinking so fast right now. And if we can just position ourselves correctly and use wisdom of where to position it and how long to hold it, there is generational wealth to be made. So I think I want to talk more about that today in the inner circle. If not today, I want to talk about it tomorrow. But I just want to release that word to you guys. So here's what you guys can do if you want to join this. In the description, there's 25% off the membership. You guys will be able to join the call today. Again, it's under Inner Circle. I will release this Zoom link here literally right after you get off this video here. I'll put it here so you guys can join there. You can sit there as long as you want until I'm on there. So we're all going to get on there at 2 p.m. And then if you guys want to take the trade setups, Josh is going to call those literally at about, let's say 8:30 a.m. Pacific time. Those are all going to be posted. So about 5 or 6 new trade setups you can take. We've never lost a trade since we started this new strategy. For the last 18 months, we have not lost, 29 months, my apologies. We have not lost a single trade in that duration of time. And then tomorrow morning, I'm going to come out with a new future forecast and talk to you guys about a few things about the portfolio and how to make gains this cycle and just focus on taking profit out of the market. So there you guys go. Join the membership. I'll see you guys later today. I'll see you tomorrow morning, and we are going to make some money together, and this is going to be awesome. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.